too much that he's trying to hide. And the more he says, the more lies that come out, the more people are questioning it. And they don't want to let this issue die because it's obvious they're hiding things.
So do you believe, despite denials from the Justice Department, that your brother had a client list of powerful people and that Donald Trump's name was on that list?
I don't know of any list. I don't know. I can neither confirm nor deny it. I wasn't involved with Jeffrey's business. I'm really concerned about the circumstances surrounding his death or his murder. But I do know that he and Trump were extremely good friends back in the 90s into the 2000s.
Let me come back to that. But, I mean, you described the death of your brother as murder. I mean, there's no evidence to support that, is there?
Well, actually, there is evidence to support that. The autopsy, the day after he was found dead in his cell by two very highly qualified pathologists, they said they couldn't call it a suicide because it looked too much like a homicide. Now, that doesn't appear in any of the reports.
Yet the Department of Justice carried out an exhaustive review, to use their words, of your brother's death and found that he died by suicide. What was your response when you heard that?
Well, I don't think they did an exhaustive review because if they did, there's a lot of things they missed. This has never been investigated as a potential homicide. By calling it a suicide early, and Bill Barr calling it a suicide early, that kind of stops the investigation because if it's a suicide, there's really not much to investigate.
Do you think you'll find out the truth of what happened? Do you think that all the paperwork will in some way, at some time, be released?
Well, it's not just the paperwork. We're trying to get video footage from other cameras that they don't show. You know, Bill Barr early on came out and said that he saw that nobody went in or out of the tier, and that convinced him it was a suicide. And now the recent release of the videotape shows that you don't see the door to the tier where Jeff was, and somebody could go in or out of that tier without being seen by the camera.
Donald Trump has said repeatedly that he fell out with your brother. How close do you think they really were?
They were extremely close. I saw them together. Many people have seen them together. They were very close.
And maybe they were once close, but they fell out. You don't buy that?
No, they had a falling out. I'm not sure exactly what the story was, but I do know that on the videotape that Steve Bannon has of Jeffrey stated that he stopped hanging out with Trump when he realized Trump was a crook.
This has become a huge political scandal for Donald Trump. Do you feel that the voices of the survivors, the women and girls who were abused and trafficked by your brother, that they've got forgotten in all of this?
It appears they have been, to a certain extent, yes. I'm interested in the circumstances around my brother's death. So the case against him and all that other stuff is not of much interest to me right now.